Last, but certainly not least, is the leader of the city of Phoenix, Mayor Kate Gallego. Mayor Gallego and the city of Phoenix have been leading from day one to make the PBC what it is today. And I can tell you every request that we have made of the mayor to be here, she will do everything in her power to make her schedule to have that happen. So since its day from its infancy, they have leaned in. We also are going to have Mayor Gallego joined by Chris Mackay, one of the best economic developers in the country. We're thrilled to have her here. They're going to do a bit of a roundtable and a discussion for us up here. So if you will, please join us, and they're going to talk a bit about some of the successes here on the PBC.
Hello, I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego. What if I told you that the cure for cancer will come through Phoenix, Arizona? I believe that it will. Nearly 20 years ago, the city of Phoenix partnered with business, education, science, and medical visionaries to make a substantial investment in the medical and biosciences. Today, our life science leaders are driving translational discovery, which is also driving our tremendous growth.
Since 2019, bioscience and healthcare growth has added millions of square feet of biomedical space, billions in capital investments, and more than 8,000 new jobs. There is a field of knowledge where Phoenix is an internationally recognized leader: bioscience and healthcare. It put us on the map and continues to light our way forward. Many credit our most recent innovative surge to the International Genomics Consortium, IGC, and Translational Genomics Research Institute, TGen, an affiliate of the City of Hope. The two organizations have successfully spun out more than 25 groundbreaking companies, helping create what is known today as the Phoenix Biomedical Campus, a thriving, innovative, and cultural hub in the heart of our downtown. It is here, with the spirit of collaboration stamped in our DNA, where life-changing achievements take place every minute of every day. Our investment in the biosciences is paying dividends. The bioscience healthcare industry in downtown and midtown Phoenix has spawned 335 employers and more than 22,500 employees. That's the largest concentration of healthcare and research professionals in the region.
There are many reasons Phoenix is the fastest growing city in the United States. Our commitment to growing a strong, diverse economy, our support of entrepreneurial ecosystems, and our unparalleled quality of life.
There's something happening in Phoenix. It's driving life-changing discoveries, industry-shaping innovations, and with so much room to grow, limitless opportunities. The future is Phoenix Bioscience. Join us.
There isn't anything she won't do that we ask her to do. So, Mayor, every time I see that video, my brain goes back to 2014 when I first came to Phoenix and was going around meeting with all the council members to understand their priorities and what they wanted to work on. And I remember yours like yesterday. I asked you what your priorities were, and you told me the PBC, biosciences, was in your top priorities that you had. So can you kind of talk us through a little bit of how you became so enamored and your relationship with the PBC?
Absolutely. Thank you all for being here. It's wonderful to be here with the people who built the PBC and who have made everything we got to talk about in that video possible. So just want to start by acknowledging all of you. This has been a longstanding commitment and priority for me. So last month I celebrated a decade since I was first elected to represent the PBC. I have now been in the job long enough. It had a different name when I started, so I'm going to apologize in advance if I don't get the perfect naming, since it has evolved so much during my time here. And actually, Chris and I have been working together longer than that. I don't know if should I not age us?
You can, it's okay.
You gave her a great introduction. My only correction would be I think she is the best economic developer in the country. But we have worked together on a variety of things, including I worked in economic development before running for office, and at the time, Flynn was convening us all to support the biosciences roadmap, and we worked I played a very small role, but trying to increase lab space and other facilities so that we could get where we are today. My interest in bioscience comes from many different areas. One is these are amazing jobs that make sense for our community, from the technicians to people with MD, PhDs, the great healthcare that it offers to people if you have the best discoveries being made in your community. But some of my interest is very much personal. When Dr. Gabriel was talking about the zip code differences in this community, it reminded me to a tough conversation I had the first day of my son's life. So he's a Banner baby, born at University Medical, and a social work person came to my bed right after he was born and said, because of the zip code where you live and that your son is at least 50% Latino, he has a lower life expectancy, so you're eligible for additional services. That was hard to hear on day one as a mother. In my case, I don't know that he has a lower life expectancy because there's a lot of advantages that I have that not everyone in my zip code had. But just the idea that he might be behind because of things that he had no control over was pretty heartbreaking. Also, for those of you who have never given birth, on day one, you don't have a lot of perspective on things, and any bad news is particularly hard to hear. But I don't want any mother or father to ever have to hear something like that in this community, so I hope to do my part with all of you to address that. I also had a rough ride to mayordom. The year that I filed to run, I got divorced and had the baby, and my mom was diagnosed with cancer. And because of professionals in this room and great institutions in this community, my mom was able to fight her ovarian cancer and be there to support me, and I don't know that I could have gotten through all of those challenges without having her, so I want that for everyone. So it really is personal as well as professional. I was interested in bioscience before all these things happened, but my life story has informed that even more, and I'm proud to have represented this campus now for close to a decade, and to be partners with all of you. I'm excited to be on the advisory board of CAMI, so it was an exciting day, and congrats to Smith Group and McCarthy for the big announcement today. I am the member with the fewest graduate degrees, but still trying to do my part to advance, and have had great partnerships, which we'll talk about in a moment, with all of our academic partners as well as medical partners and great entrepreneurs. Also have an MBA in entrepreneurship and was planning to be an entrepreneur, so I get to live vicariously through all of you who are doing that work, and just love seeing the great successes that we are having in this building and so much more. Chris and I got to work together to recruit Wexford to come here, and have traveled all over the country really trying to get the very best partners. I think Chris was here when Dr. Robbins, you were touring the downtown, and we're just so excited that we seem to be able to attract the very best from all over the country. I think that's a real credit, and so many of you share bioscience as a priority. When Regent Duval and I were talking about what we would accomplish during his time leading the Regents, number one thing he wanted to talk about was this campus and what we're going to be able to do generally in biosciences. So I know I have great partners, and we're just going to take it to the next level.
You know, I think about, and you are, I would like to say you're a recovering economic developer, but you're not. You're still a complete economic developer with us. She's our secret weapon when we're out recruiting companies. People never have any idea when she opens her mouth to talk, she speaks their language because of her background, because of her work. And as we recruit companies, it's always amazing to watch her. And Claudia Whitehead and I, you know, Claudia, raise your hand. So Claudia on our team, the mayor and Claudia and I are working to recruit companies constantly into Phoenix in the biosciences side, and Mayor will attest to this. The thing that they always ask is, can they meet T-Gen? And the way they ask it, it's like they're asking, can they meet Tom Cruise? So Dr. Von Hoff, you are our Phoenix Tom Cruise. But as you look at that, you know, we've got our great companies here to leverage, and then we've got this dynamic mayor who is a powerhouse and is with us, you know, every step of the way as we're working on companies and really making the Phoenix that we want. and creating this ecosystem that truly attracts companies, that really is their first thought in coming here. And Mayor, you and I and Claudia were with 2 just last week. And I would argue that they were not only enamored with Phoenix, but they were enamored with you. So do you want to talk a little bit about the activity as we work to recruit those companies and things that are happening here?
Absolutely. People really are excited about what you are all doing and want to be part of it. They see beautifully designed, great buildings with wonderful people and then a great natural environment around it. I was laughing in the video because we have the one scene where people are having a beer. And that was one of the things that Wexford said they were excited about, was just the great environment of the city in addition to the people that we have here. It's also the support that our voters offer. So this campus came apart because of many partnerships, but one of the great investments early on was the Phoenix voters approving a bond in 2006 that helped invest in the campus. And then thank you all. We just had another great election in November, and the voters approved new funding for the ASU Health, including bringing the new medical school here. So strong support from our voters who see what you have done and continue to want to invest in that area. It does build off the great success with TGen. I remember how we felt like we won the lottery when Dr. Trent said he was coming here, and I have, in addition to my experience with my mom, I used to work sitting next to someone whose child had a rare childhood disorder where the not be able to build muscle or fat, and just really like basic tasks were incredibly difficult. Went to so many doctors, and then TGen was able to identify and treat that little girl who is now thriving, and that is the magic that you all are doing and that people want to be part of. Companies that first came to us because of the PBC and investments here are now growing and making enormous investments. We had a very exciting one with the folks behind Cologuard, who Exact Sciences first came here through a partnership with a company on the campus, and now we'll be changing the face of 16th and Buckeye. So when you fly into Sky Harbor Airport, biosciences will be one of the first things you see there. And I should mention, Sky Harbor Airport ranked #1 in the country by the Wall Street Journal.
Mayor, a minute ago, we were talking about the collaborations with our universities, and when you look at the PBC, that's probably the place where you see collaboration most. As we recruit companies, that's always what they talk to us about. They're always stunned at how closely we all work together and how we collaborate and work together, and we always tell them it's in our DNA. You couldn't have survived here back in the when Phoenix was first founded if you didn't work together. And when you look at the PBC, you've got our 3 universities, you've got our community college system, you've got the Board of Regents who've made this incredible commitment to the PBC, and then private enterprise that's been here that really leads to our success. So as you think about those and you talk about collaboration, do you kind of want to share kind of your thoughts on how that collaboration works?
To me, it is one of our great successes, how we are able to work together, and the pieces fit so well where they're complementary partnerships, and you'll see partnerships across the university where we'll have entrepreneurs working with students in the life sciences to come up with partnerships and products. And this was my council district before I ran for mayor, so I served 5 years on the city council and felt very lucky to have all 3 of our universities in one council district working well together and thriving at that level. We've worked very closely with the Board of Regents to try to support a variety of different goals they have. They have asked us to partner on not just this campus, but also things like science teachers. How can we recruit those into the workforce and then create the future workforce to be here? So it's not just starting at this campus, but how do you build the workforce behind it? And it's to all the regents who are here, we really appreciate how much this has been a focus of your priorities, and that Regent Duvall, your statistics were they showed we have a lot of work to do, but did you not see how we were all unified in each doing our part to address that? And so I think we should all feel good that across geographies and party lines that we have a common mission.
You know, Mayor, you, Claudia, and I meet with a lot of companies that we recruit into the market, that we're working with to educate on the market. And as we talk about the PBC, we talk about exactly what Scarlett talked about at the beginning, about that we have 2 million square feet here today. We're growing to 6 million square feet. We have this workforce and a pipeline to the workforce with our great educational institutions, with the vision of the Flynn Foundation and the Biosciences Roadmap and all that we work along. We've got the talent to support medical and biosciences research and how we go. Kind of talk to us about what you see as the future of where we're going and what we would be working towards.
This week we will have our Health and Human Services Secretary for the federal government here, who is part of the team working on the moonshot to cure cancer, and he and I have gotten the chance to talk about how excited he is about the work that we are doing here, including on the campus. Part of it is the diversity of programs, a wide variety of different types of cancers, and then we are working with much broader populations. One of the benefits of Phoenix being so diverse is that we can really do cancer research that looks like America. It's been exciting to see some of the announcements recently. The National Cancer Institute selecting Exact Sciences, the folks who are investing at 16th and Buckeye, to participate in the combo match clinical trials. Want to celebrate Dignity Health Cancer Institute, ensuring our most vulnerable residents have access to the more than 140 National Cancer Institute clinical trials being conducted. And then you have great spin-outs like Calvary from ASU that's developing a vaccine to prevent cancer. Was hoping some of the dogs involved in the clinical trials would make a star appearance, but there's clearly not room. Visiting them was one of my favorite visits because it's just great to see patients both four-legged and two-legged. So the dogs will have the first vaccine, and we expect the human version to be even more successful. I often talk about how I hope that the path to cure cancer will go through Phoenix, but Dr. Johnston has corrected me. It should be the path to prevent cancer, which is even better. And that's just one example of the great things we celebrate here.
You know, Mayor, I love that. As we look at where the PBC is going, and we've only just begun. I mean, we're not even a third of the way with what we're doing. Dr. Robbins, as you were talking, you said, Arizona is the future. And you said that over and over again. The mayor has created a marketing, a branding campaign that we work on, and that's the future is Phoenix. And so for us, it is just the beginning, I think, of the work that we're doing here, and so proud to support the mayor and her vision, because without her, we wouldn't be here with what we're doing. So, Mayor, I never get to do this in public, so I really do want to thank you for your vision and your leadership and the chance that you give us to work with you and to just make a difference, because that really, it is so clear. Unlike, and I mean, no offense to other elected officials in the room, because last week I stuck my foot in the mouth in front of the Prime Minister of the Netherlands when I was complimenting her. So, I mean, no offense to anyone else in the room, but her leadership and her thought process in making a difference to Phoenix and leaving it better than she ever found it is just, it's a true joy for us to get to work with. So, Mayor, in public, in front of everybody, just thank you for everything that you do to make Phoenix better.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for all of the great partnership.
Thank you so much. Sincerely, Chris, Mayor, we appreciate all that you do. With that concludes our program this evening. So we hope tonight that you got to experience something here at the PBC that happens routinely, and we invite you to come back. Secondly, we hope that you got a glimpse of what the future has the opportunity to look like as we continue to build this out. And importantly, I hope that you saw there is a real opportunity to be a part of a vision that has so much potential I know in each one of our lives, whether it's in personal or professional, each one of us has probably experienced that in some way. I hope that you do leave feeling re-energized, that it's the life sciences, it's our healthcare, it's our bio, and it's our time. And we invite you to participate and be on this journey with us. Thank you so much for coming. Please be safe going home, and happy holidays.